Hey, welcome to our Thursday afternoon live broadcast. It's the afternoon here in Texas. It's 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So thank you so much for jumping on with us. If you are jumping on and you're new to our community, meaning you just maybe found us on YouTube or on Facebook, please take a second to hit that like button or that subscribe button. That way you will be notified when we go live in the future or when we upload any kind of information to either one of those two sites. Thank you so much for jumping on with us. I want to quickly introduce myself if you guys don't mind. Then we'll get into the topic of conversation for today. And then at the end, I always welcome everybody and answer questions and comments. So now's a great time to kind of just check in the comment section. Make sure that you're leaving me a comment letting me know where you're checking in from, maybe what time of the day it is where you are, and if you are a current student or maybe new to this community of amazing women here. Also, this is a great time to hit that share button. If you have women in your life that you think could benefit from what it is we are doing here in this community with talking about intermittent fasting or aging women issues, or what it is that we talk about with just general general ways of managing life and stuff and hitting our goals, or whatever it is that you think would be of value to someone else. Always feel free to share. Always feel free to share what it is we're doing in this community, so that we can grow this community and have more like-minded women with us. So today we are going to talk about not overthinking things. And we're going to talk about it on behalf of what we do with our nutrition primarily and what it is we're doing in our intermittent fasting world. But first, my name is Diane, and for the past 25 years or so, I've been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And here in this community, we are doing that through the practice of intermittent fasting and living a keto-like lifestyle, which basically just means that we are incorporating a way of feasting that really does help us look and feel our best and live our most authentic life as individual women, meaning we're not following a diet plan and we're not following a structured meal plan that someone else is developing for us that really has nothing to do with us personally or the way we want to live our life. So flexibility and freedom for how you would like to feast. So overthinking it. Overthinking it is probably the number one reason why people don't start anything new in general. Whether it's changing a career, changing some things maybe financially in their life, going back to school, diet, fitness, nutrition, lifestyle changes, you name it. We are just those types of creatures that can really overthink and overanalyze a situation to the point where we talk ourselves out of it. And for those that who don't know, that's Callie, our little dog, who's joining us today on the couch behind me. Hopefully she won't start barking or anything, but she'll probably just jump in and out, so just don't mind her. So we tend to overthink things and then eventually talk ourselves out of things, despite the fact that those things that we're talking ourselves out of might be exactly what we're looking for and what we need in our life. And we do that because change is difficult, change can be hard, and oftentimes with change comes difficult or maybe uncomfortable situations, or maybe some things that we have to just kind of surface up to reality with, and face some truths that we don't want to face. And so I know that there's a lot of women in this community, especially, who've come to me and said, oh my gosh, I have been watching you and I've been on your lives and watching your videos that you upload for a year, and I was scared to reach out to you, or I'm just now joining your course after being frustrated for so many months not being able to figure all this out. And that's the overthinking part of things, where we tend to just stifle ourselves or paralyze ourselves into making a commitment to something, or maybe trusting faith in that we maybe landed on a place and we're listening to things that was intended for us and we have no idea how we got there. Whatever it is that got you to a point where you're getting in your head too much and you can't just make a decision to give something a try. This also falls into play when we're talking about nutritional choices and things that we're doing repeatedly that may not be the best for us, but we go with the flow, or we go with what's easy, or we go with what everyone else is doing, and we don't put common sense into play and maybe just stop over analyzing and overthinking things and do the things that make the most common sense. So I have a couple props for you that I'm going to share with you that I know is a huge stumbling point when it comes to making good, sound decisions when it comes to nutrition. So Michael and I have gone through this phase ourselves, so I'm not being critical or judgmental in any way, but I'm going to share with you where sometimes logic might be missing and can keep you in a very frustrating place with what it is you're trying to achieve with your goals. And it's just the fact that you're overthinking things too much and you can't make that mental switch to create new habits for yourself. So we are big fans of nighttime television. We love to tape our shows and sit on the couch in the evenings when everything's, said and done with the kids. They're tucked in bed and we kind of have our downtime. And we've had several nights on the couch where we've opened up a bottle of wine and had a bag of popcorn. I mean, you all know, like, you can have your entire bag of popcorn. You can open up a bottle of wine, and before you know it, This Is Us is over. You've got your box of Kleenex out. Bag of popcorn's empty, bottle of wine is empty. You never had any intentions of doing that to yourselves, but it's the habit that you have that as soon as you sit on the couch and as soon as you hit that DVR button, you start watching your show and you go back to your old habits, you don't even think about the consequences of what a bag of popcorn and a bottle of wine can do to you in regards to how you're going to feel and look the next day. Yet, there are so many women that I have talked to who would never ever consider drinking a bottle of sparkling mineral water before they go to bed. One, it's expensive. It's $1.25 for a bottle of sparkling mineral water that has magnesium and calcium and potassium and sodium in it and will make you sleep like a baby and help you hydrate yourself so your skin looks better and you're not bloated and cranky and have night sweats and all those things that we're suffering from. But why would you drink a bottle of Gucci water, which is what we used to call it here in our house? Why would you drink a bottle of Gucci water before you go to bed? I mean, you might be up all night going to the bathroom. I mean, all kinds of reasons why this would be ridiculous, but this, you would never think twice about opening up a bottle of wine and having a glass or two of wine while you're sitting on the couch and you're watching your TV shows before you go to bed. This will make you have night sweats. This will make your skin look horrible. It will make your face look bloated. It will keep the pounds on you. It will make you have leg cramps. It will cause you to have a hungry day the next day because all the sugar that's in this glass or two of wine that you are going to drink will make you feel horrible. Wouldn't think twice about it, would completely analyze and overthink this. $1.25, $15 to $20. I mean, where's the logic in that, right? But we don't think about these very common everyday decisions that we make because this takes no thinking. This we overanalyze. And it's just because that's the way we're wired. All we have to do is stop overthinking things and just apply good old common sense. This will do no good for you. Don't believe the reports that you read about how a glass of wine is going to make you heart healthy. Trust me, a good old walk around the block will do exactly the same thing for your heart. This will make you feel amazing in the morning when you wake up. Yes, you might have to pee once during your nighttime bout until your body gets used to actually processing this type of thing before you go to bed. But this will definitely make you have a full night of no sleep. I would rather get up and go to the bathroom than have an entire night of night sweats, leg cramps, no sleep, and then being cranky and feeling guilty the next day that I totally just sabotaged myself. So what will it take for us to stop overthinking things and just do what would make the most sense for us? And then to take it even a step further, we probably have to even think about the fact that maybe it's not even overthinking and just not thinking at all, right? I mean, there's so much information today about what it takes to make good decisions for ourselves health-wise. There's so much information and warnings out there about what certain foods do to our body. There's so much information and so many warnings out there about certain supplementations that we're taking, or certain things that we're putting in our body to cover up the signs and signals that our body is sending us, trying to tell us that something is in an adjustment or in a balance out mode, and we don't want to even think about it. So we have to realize that the overthinking part and the overanalyzing part is stifling and paralyzing to us. And just in that same way, sometimes not thinking enough can do the same thing. So if you're at that point where you're just absolutely throwing your hands in the air and you don't know what to do, here are some things that I'm going to recommend for you to try to get you in either out of the overthinking stage of things, or maybe even thinking a little bit more about what you need to do. Now, hopefully you've been tuning into the videos that we have been doing this week. We've been talking about staying consistent this week and some things that you can do to make sure that you're staying consistent. And part of staying consistent does really apply to what it is you're doing in your own brain and in your own mind, and how you're rationalizing things and overthinking things or checking out of certain things, and what that's going to do about the actions that you're going to take to get you to that next step. So if you're frustrated and you don't know what to do, and you think like you feel like you're kind of, you know what you need to do, but you're overanalyzing it and you're overthinking it, and it's keeping you from making that next step, is this: trust the process. If you've been researching something and you've been following someone, and the information that they're giving to you seems like it makes common sense, and they're not asking you to like step off of a cliff or walk out onto the freeway or do something that would definitely not make sense, then why don't you just experiment a little bit? You don't necessarily have to completely dive in 100% if you're not ready, but what's wrong with just changing a few things in your life slowly and just experimenting and see if it actually is going to do what it is said to do for you? If you're feeling stuck and you don't know what to do, making small adjustments and small changes, and then just resting in those changes and see how they work for you, is a great way to get started. And then there's some things that are just common sense that we have to stop overanalyzing and overthinking. We know the difference between right and wrong. We know the difference between what feeling good and feeling bad is. We know the difference between taking a risk at something and then having faith in something. And we really need to just get to that point where we just start putting things into action and experimenting with a few things. What do we have to lose, right? And what do we have to fear if there's enough people saying that what it is that they're doing is working for them? Give it a go. See if it might be that missing link that you don't have in your arsenal yet, and don't suffer any longer. If you have been trying to do something and you feel like you keep tripping yourself up and you're almost there and it's just not working the way that you know it should be working because you are doing the research on it, then take a leap of faith and jump in to a community or to a group of something, or with a person that can kind of hold your hand and get you to that next point. There's nothing wrong with needing help. There's nothing wrong with asking for someone to kind of guide you along the way to get you where you need to go. That is totally fine, and oftentimes it's just that thing that you need to get you to that place that you hope to be with, and you just can't do it on your own. So stop overthinking, stop overanalyzing, experiment a little bit, and just find a place that you can kind of feel confident in and you can feel comfortable in, and a place that you can trust, and then just let it go and give it your all. Give it the commitment that it deserves so that you can achieve the results that you want to achieve with what it is you're trying to do with your health and fitness. I know one of the biggest stumbling points with women between the point of frustration and not getting results and complete amazement and bliss with the results that they're getting is the overthinking part. And when you can get to that point where you're like, I'm just going to go with the faith on this, and there's a reason that I'm here, and I am going to do what everybody else is doing in hopes of getting those same results. That's that decision, that one decision that's going to get you everything that you need. And you just need to stop overthinking and stop overanalyzing. And I know, especially when we jump into something where we're hoping to get great results and we're feeling so bad, that we get really hypersensitive to every little thing our body is experiencing. And we get super hypersensitive to every little thing we're doing, every action that we're taking, because we're so desperate to just feel better. And we're so desperate to just get the results that we were hoping for. And that could be just as paralyzing as overthinking. So make sure that when you do decide to make some changes, that you just do it in a way where you can still live your life, you can still go about your business, and you're just subtly making some changes and then letting your body rest in it, and then making some more changes and letting your body rest in it, and really give your body the opportunity to heal on its own at its own pace, and take the hyper focus off and just let life be. And there's an amazing transformation that happens when you just rest and just kind of sit back and take deep breaths and just let the process happen on its own without overanalyzing every second of your day. It's a beautiful thing when you can relax in it and just let it be. And we have a saying here, and it goes, and it's the theme for 2018, and it's do nothing and embrace everything. And when you can really be comfortable in a state of time in your day where you're doing absolutely nothing, and your body can really take advantage of that space of emptiness and you doing nothing to it but just letting it have an opportunity to heal for itself, that you really do find that energized sense of calm where you can embrace every beautiful aspect of your life and everything that your amazing body is capable of doing. And I think that's one of the big things, that especially us women kind of get trapped in, is that we have to be everything to everybody all the time, and we really don't get that time to just sit back and relax and just not think about everything and not analyze everything and not be so hypersensitive about everything. And that's really where that energized sense of calm really benefits us in the life that we've had to live for so long with being everything to everyone, is that we are just in that I'm just going to chill out. I have enough energy to get the things done that I need to get done, but my mind is just so at peace because you have just relaxed enough to trust the process. So I am an A-type personality. I'm an overanalyzer. I want to think everything through. And so I get where you all are coming from with all of that. So again, like I said, this is nothing that is critical to anyone. I am exactly the same type of person you all are. My husband and I have done this more times than we care to count, but now we're doing this. And I can tell you that the results that we're getting by not overanalyzing things, my husband doesn't consider this Gucci water anymore. It's just part of the way we live our life. And it's a very financially responsible way for us to spend our money because of the results that we want to get and the way that we're feeling when we drink this as opposed to that. So again, not being critical about that. We've been in that same place too. But just think about those results that you want to get and think about how you're feeling at night when you go to sleep. And I would much rather get up in the middle of the night and go to the restroom than toss and turn all night because I'm cranky and having a sugar overload and sweaty and leg cramps. So some things for you to consider today. If you don't mind, I'm going to go on and welcome everyone in YouTube.